Barbadians warn not to be complacent amid predictions of an average hurricane season. Authorities meet with union officials as the introduction of 24-hour medical services at 2 polyclinics is postponed again. And in sports, defending World Cup champions Australia off to a winning start.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight.
Barbadians warn not to be complacent amid predictions of an average hurricane season. Authorities meet with union officials as the introduction of 24-hour medical services at 2 polyclinics is postponed again. And in sports, defending World Cup champions Australia off to a winning start.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
A very good evening to you with the Saturday, June 1st edition of CBC Newsnight. I'm Ryan Broom in our top story. Today marks the official start of the hurricane season, and the word from the Department of Emergency Management is that while it is expected to be average or below, Barbadians must not become complacent. CBC Shane Jones attended their 2019 Hurricane Preparedness Press Conference this morning, and he filed this report.
The Barbados Met Office expects this year's hurricane season to be average.
The Colorado State University is suggesting we can see around 13 systems. The tropical storm risk is suggesting about 12. And the National Oceanic, they normally give you a range. And they're anywhere between 9 and 15.
However, Barbadians are being told to be vigilant, as at least one system is expected to hit the Lesser Antilles. Home Affairs Minister Edmund Hinkson estimates that a direct hit from a hurricane could amount to 100% of GDP. He says government has been aggressively trying to ready the country. Authorities have increased water storage capacity, ordered generators, installed water tanks, and improved the bathrooms of the hurricane shelter schools. Minister Hinkson says drainage has also been high on government's list.
Since last year, June, been clearing the gullies of Barbados, those gullies which give problems, the water courses of debris and material which, unfortunately, some of our people callously place in there. And we're calling on Barbadians not to do this.
Now, in the past, there has been some confusion over how and when to issue a national shutdown. The minister has announced a policy going forward involving a staggered approach. It is to be enforced by the Royal Barbados Police Force.
This will ensure that key elements of national operations are allowed to maintain an effective level of operation for as long as possible, while at the same time facilitating the systematic closure of non-essential operations.
DEM Director Kerry Hines says the department has been streamlining and improving its plans and procedures as well as testing them. While encouraging Barbadians to do the same at home, she urged them to play a greater role in the district emergency organizations in their community. Ms. Hines says joining a DEO is a great opportunity to receive vital training.
Areas such as shelter management, areas such as the telecommunications training, how to use our very high frequency radios so that you can communicate among yourselves and with the authorities. Some aspects we offer chainsaw training.
The hurricane season ends on November 30th. Shane Jones, CBC News.
Thanks, Shane. Well, union officials representing nurses in Barbados held marathon talks with authorities from the Ministry of Health and the Civil Service over the introduction of 24-hour medical services at 2 of the island's polyclinics. Run round-the-clock services at the Winston Scott Polyclinic in the city and the David Thompson Health and Social Services Complex in St. John were set to begin today but have been pushed back. A ministry statement says the launch was postponed after it was agreed that further deliberations were necessary. Now, officials from the union and the Ministry of Health described today's talks as cordial. Discussions are to resume next week. Both clinics will open as scheduled on Monday, June 3rd at 8:30 a.m. for the provision of regular polyclinic services to the public. In other news, scores of visitors and Barbadians got a perfect blend of local entertainment and food when the second edition of Festive Fridays took place at the Pelican Craft Village last night. With cruise ships docked in the nearby Bridgetown port, it was a virtual melting pot of culture. Live bands and DJs helped to add to the atmosphere of the initiative, which has been spearheaded by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated, or BTMI. Guest Experiences Manager with the BTMI, Marsha Aline, was among the senior officials taking in the festivities, and she spoke to CBC News about how it has been going so far.
The food vendors all reported that they had a fantastic evening. Not only did they sell their product, but they also enjoyed the festivities that was happening this evening as well. We had Biggie Irie. We also had the Right Combination Band, a group of very, very young, talented musicians that will go very, very far. And so this evening we saw a mixture of the young, the established entertainers, and we also had some competitions happening this evening at the Festive Friday. So overall, we're very, very happy with the response, especially the response from the local population.
And the visitors have been fully embracing all aspects of Barbados' culture. Some of them talked to CBC News about the experience.
My name is Rosa and I'm Dominican. I think Barbados is pretty great. You guys have great music. Your food is delicious. The beverages and the alcoholic beverages are really good. It's honestly amazing and very exotic. I'm loving it.
Hi, my name is Justin Feliciano. I'm from New York City. And honestly, Barbados is a beautiful country. The people are so nice and it's a very lively country. Everyone's nice and beautiful.
We love it.
We love Barbados.
Well, hundreds of Barbadians flooded Barbados Revenue Authority, or BRA, offices around the island yesterday and late into last night, trying to beat the revised May 31st deadline to file their income taxes under the new Tax Administration Management Information System, or TAMIS. Now, throughout the past week, BRA officials have been urging both employers and employees to ensure everything was in order to allow a smooth filing process. But some people still reported challenges. The last official statement issued by the BRA indicated that they were mindful of those challenges encountered by both employers and employees, and the authority was implementing measures so that employees would not be negatively impacted by their inability to file by May 31st. In other news, police are probing a shooting incident in Bel Air, St. Philip, which has left one man dead. According to reports, 24-year-old Ashantio Blackman of the same area was shot last night around 25 minutes after 8. Lawmen are asking anyone who may have information about this shooting to contact the nearest police station. Well, in news from the region now, Guyana's President David Granger has made his inaugural visit to one of the largest housing communities being developed in that country. Now, while there, the president talked about the government's commitment to housing development.
President David Granger visited Perseverance on the east bank of Demerara, where there are some 571 house lots, including a commercial strip. Once in the community, the president was given a tour of houses being constructed. The Guyanese head of state also took the opportunity to address residents.
So our housing policy has a purpose. It's not a haphazard policy. It has a clear purpose. First of all, we are changing the orientation that we inherited. We want to put focus on low-income earners, and I'm unapologetic in saying so. You know, there are a lot of poor people in this country. There are a lot of common people in this country.
In making housing affordable, the president stated that the government established a mortgage finance bank, a bank which is now defunct.
Further afield now, in the United States, at least 12 people are dead and several more are injured after yesterday's tragic mass shooting in Virginia Beach, Virginia. New details are beginning to emerge, but investigators are still working to determine exactly what happened and why. Steve Nance has the latest details.
We will not be defined by this horror. We will go forward.
A community in mourning and in shock, searching for answers.
I would ask all of you that are viewing this today to continue to please lift up Virginia Beach, continue to lift up these victims and their families.
Police say that Friday afternoon, a 40-year-old engineer in the city's public utilities department opened fire inside a Virginia Beach Municipal Center building. On Saturday, officials revealed the names of those who lost their lives.
They leave a void that we will never be able to fill.
The shooter was killed in a gun battle with police, and investigators are working to discover why he may have carried out this horrific attack. One Virginia government source said the shooter was a, quote, disgruntled employee. And amidst the terror, moments of heroism. 4 officers entered the building and engaged the shooter. One officer was shot but survived thanks to his bulletproof vest. Police Chief James Cervera credits them with preventing even more deaths.